Hi everyone, welcome to Comic Artist Pro Secrets. My name is Ethan Van Sciver. I'm an artist at DC Comics, have been for about 20 years, and yet I am but a humble ink and superhero merchant here at your service. Today I'd like to talk about Batman: The Dark Knight, number 18, which is the third part of a six-part story written by this man right here, Greg Hurwitz, novelist, famous for a book called Orphan X, and that's currently out. And this artist, Ethan Van Sciver, whose last name is a character within that book, Orphan X. Thank you, Greg. Here's the book is The Birth of a Madman. Greg actually wanted me to depict this in a very visceral, bloody way, as the Mad Hatter, using a scalpel, climbs from Batman's chest as if being born from his heart. It's an interesting metaphor. It's a gory one. Let's check out the inside of this book and see if it measures up. If it measures up. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Bruce Wayne walking down the street, talking on his cell phone, talking to Alfred, talking business, talking about the abandoned van from last issue, in which two kidnappers escaped. They were probably the Mad Hatter's henchmen. He's dressed very casually. He's got a nice pair of slacks on. I envy this kind of peacoat jacket. I like the scarf. He ties it in a nice knot there. He's very GQ. I mean, he's up on the current style. Well, from 4 years ago when this book came out, this was the current style. And very subtly, he's surrounded by the things that he could have in life if he wanted them, if he would give up Batman. Here's a nice baby in a stroller. You don't have any kids. You're childless, Bruce. Here's a nice couple kissing. It's romance. This is family. These are the things that he has ignored or skipped over in favor of this obsession with dressing like a bat and hunting down criminals. And he's reminded of this again as he walks by a window and sees his pianist ex-girlfriend maybe on a date with another man. Having a little lunch in this cafe, and she waves to him, and he awkward, waves back. That's bad when you get caught staring at someone in a cafe and they wave at you. You gotta wave back like, yes, I was staring at you. And he walks away, and this is, look, these are the decisions that he's made in his life. He could be with this wonderful woman, but he's not. Instead, he's jumping through this window dressed as a bat, in this place called the Wild Hare, which is where Tweedledee and Tweedledum make some money. And here's Tweedledee, or I don't know, is this Tweedledee or Tweedledum? It's one of them. And yeah. Oh, it's Tweedledee. Okay, I read ahead. Batman swoops in. Tweedledee, he's not really afraid of Batman anymore. Look at him. Look at his beaten up face. He just tells Batman, he says, the thing is, your little trademark move fractured my palate, my sinus bones, both orbital sockets, the bridge of my nose, and cracked my skull clean through at the temples. My upper jaw was left floating unattached, my lower jaw hanging by a thread. It took 11 hours to fix in surgery. They had to peel my scalp down over my face and put in 7 titanium plates, 32 screws, and still the front of my face, of my skull's rotated a few degrees. My jaw was wired for 2 months. My teeth are permanently numb. No sense of smell. Can barely taste no more. Nerve damage. So no, Bat, I ain't telling you nothing. Batman is alarmed by this. He's like, whoa, I did that to you? Yeah, you're going to talk to me anyway. And if I catch you on the wrong side of the law again, Tweedledee, I'll break that jaw clean off. Hey, Batman has no pity. No pity for criminals. He remembers what happened to him at the alley, so with his parents, and his whole life is about avenging that and punishing the people who do that kind of a thing. And here he is on top of a gargoyle, and he's got the cell phone that he has swiped subtly off of Tweedledee's table, and he's using it as a homing device. Boom. This is what it's all about when you draw Batman. It's about getting to do the double page spread. Batman descends through the top of the building, smashing glass everywhere, and kicking all these people who are all wearing hats. Yeah. And standing among the glass, nice shadowy shot of him kicking their butts. I like this a lot right here. Okay. It's a nice shot of Batman just examining the evidence, and a silhouette of the Mad Hatter in this window. He doesn't see the Mad Hatter. He should, because the light came on. He doesn't see him. And Mad Hatter, quick as lightning, just boom, boom, just whacks him with a lead pipe. God, that must hurt. That must hurt. And it did hurt. And then the Mad Hatter, like a little monkey, just right out the window. Look at him. Right out the window. Oh, man. It's like getting hit with a lead pipe right in the head. And Batman's got an armored cowl and everything, but still that must have hurt. And then suddenly, he gets hit again. Oh, by Catwoman. Catwoman stole the hubcap off his Batmobile and beat him with it. That's like someone taking off your shoe and beating you with your own shoe. It's embarrassing, Catwoman. It's embarrassing to be beaten with your own shoe or your own hubcap off your ride. Look at her bragging about it. Yeah, she's like, come and get it. Come and get it. And Batman comes in close. She's got it behind her back. And a very sexy shot of Catwoman licking Batman's mouth. And he's like, the hell with it. I'll just go without the hubcap. I'm not going to play your games. I'm not going to play your little games. I'll buy a new hubcap. See ya. And he goes off without the hubcap. Meanwhile, here is the Mad Hatter, who stands on his ladder next to these two men who are fatter than the others in line. I wonder if I can continue rhyming. No, I better not. And so he's giving them orders, and these are all people that he has enlisted. They're all wearing hats, except for Tweedledee and Tweedledum. They don't need to wear hats. They're going to obey this man anyway. And then we go into another flashback. I talked about how I like to do flashbacks and origin stories in black and white. I think I mentioned that with my Flash Iron Heights commentary, but I do it, with everyone. And here, instead of black and white, we kind of fade to, what would you call this, sepia? And, his hat is in color, the greenness of the hat, but everything else is sepia. And by the way, you can never see his parents' heads. These are his parents. You see him, but they're all, his parents are very Charlie Browned. You'll never see their faces. Remember in Peanuts where like Charlie Brown's parents? Never mind. Anyway, so once again, here he is trying to talk to Alice, and Alice D kind of he wants to go to the dance with her, and she's saying, I'm going to go with a group of friends, so why don't you come with, it'll be nice. It's friend zoning. It's friend zoning. He's not growing. I mean, he's still little. Look at that football player. Like, he should be up here, but he's down here. And the doctor's explaining that, he's got a medical condition. He's not going to grow. But, maybe he can try this experimental pill. This one makes you bigger. Okay, straight out of Alice in Wonderland. Dad is talking to him. Of course, Dad's head is missing. It's cut off here. We don't want to see what Dad looks like. That's not important. It's this fellow's is the focus. And there he is at the dance, and of course another one of these banners where, it's all very sad. He reaches for Alice's hand, and Alice drops his hand. He says, I'm sorry, Jervis, she says. I like you, I do. Just not like that. Make a wish, baby. Yeah, that's what happens. See this little black splotch right here? That's from my scanner. I put a page on the scanner before the ink was dry, and a little bit of ink ended up on the glass part of the scanner and ended up in the scan. I didn't notice it, and neither did the colorist, and it went to press. So there's a little blotch of ink here that shouldn't be there. And I went back with Windex and sprayed and cleaned the scanner, but this page will forever mark that ink splotch on my scanner. Thank you. Here he is now, and he's going to go to the home of Alice D, who is now grown up. Okay, like he's grown up, and she's married. And he finds out that she lives in this house. He's gonna, hey, maybe I'll make my dreams come true. Let me go see what this woman is doing now. That's a bad idea. You can't live in high school. When high school's over, it's over, and people move on and change. You have to not let yourself peak in high school. Grow past it. It's interesting to see people that you used to know in high school, but for the most part, move on. He's not able to move on, so he knocks on the doorbell, and here's Alice's husband. Big dude, he's got a couple of kids, this baby on his shoulder, just diapered, no clothes on the baby. I mean, you know what, like, I don't let Ava run around the house in her diaper too often. I did once because she was doing something funny. She was playing my keyboard and doing little pirouettes in her diaper. I thought it was funny. Other than that, you don't let your kid just run around diapered. And another kid down here, he's wearing a shirt that says "Get It," not G-E-T, G-I-T, get it. God knows what that means. But he just doesn't seem like someone that you want to play around with. And so this guy knocks on the door. He says, "I'd like a few minutes alone with Alice and your wife. And here's a couple $100 if you leave." And dude takes it and takes off. And look at the kid hanging onto his leg. He's just going to take off with the kids. I assume he's bringing the kids. I don't know. He doesn't care. Mad Hatter walks through the house. It's old. You can see the cracks. This is what we call a garbage house, really. If you go inside, it's a mess. There's garbage everywhere. So he walks in this garbage house. A nice shadow of his hat. Look at his silhouette here. It's a very strange shape that it's making. And he walks in, and his fantasies are disrupted. Here's Alice D. I mean, this beautiful young girl. This is middle age right here. This is a couple of kids ironing T-shirts. You know what I mean? Like ironing this man's T-shirts. You don't need to iron a T-shirt. And look at her smoky, this cigarette-y old, mess now, miserable. Watching a judge on TV, so she's watching one of those divorce court shows, maybe. Somebody put a T-shirt off of this ugly lamp here. Look, the place is a mess, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know what Jervis is thinking at this point, but he's got to be kind of upset. She says, "I grew up, Jervis. We all did, except for you." That's a shame. So anyway, I missed a page here. So he goes into the sink, which is full of dishes. Guys, just do your dishes. Just do them. He pulls out an old, teacup and rinses it out. Makes himself some hallucinogenic tea. And that makes him imagine her young again, handing him the iron that she's ironing with. And he says, "Don't worry, Alice, I won't leave you like this. I'll put you out of your misery." And he has murdered Alice D. Left the roses all on the ground. And he's carrying the bloody iron with him. Yeah, this is what a crime scene looks like. It's very sad. So he's killed Alice now. He's not a nice guy. You may be thinking that he's a nice guy. He's not a nice guy. He's selfish. Meanwhile, we have Bruce Wayne in his underpants, so he's a boxer's man. And he's playing the baby grand piano, and everything's white. I mean, this is the baby grand piano that I think his girlfriend Natasha, is it Natasha or Natalia? I can't remember. I'll fill you in. We'll correct that later if I'm wrong. But she's a concert pianist. And Bruce is playing chopsticks with this hand here. He's not very good. He's got a scratch here from Catwoman. And he's just thinking, is this what life is? He remembers his mother. And she's telling him about marriage. And marriage, being starting a family and it being the most wonderful thing in the world. And he remembers that, and he's thinking, everything was perfect when I had a family. Everything was perfect because everything else without it is nothing. That's actually true. I do believe in that. I do believe family and love and children provide the backdrop to all of this. This is you without it, and this is you with family and friends and kids and everything. They really add meaning and purpose to your life. That's what we're all looking for, purpose. And Bruce thought he had purpose, but it's not making him happy. So he goes and maybe you've heard this one before. He drags her out of her house. He says, come on, I want to show you something. He opens the window, and the bat wing is hovering outside, and he jumps on the wing, and he reveals himself to her. He's going to try a little honesty. This is who I am. Come on out. I guess it's safe to walk on the wing of the bat wing. It's stabilized. It's okay. This is a secure place to walk. Like, he put a child on this wing in the last issue. Left him up there in the sky. So he takes Natalia, and he takes her out, and they fly through this waterfall into the bat cave. This is who I am, he says. He shows her the cave and the bats. This is who I am. And then ultimately, this is who I am. And imagine that. This is who I am. I'm Batman. I've said that to Andrea, and she didn't care. I don't think she believed me. Meanwhile, Jervis is throwing a high holy fit. He's murdering kidnapped women and girls that are not as good as Alice. He's trying to recast Alice Day so that he can relive this wonderful date he went on, and none of them measure up. So he's shooting them. And this isn't right. This isn't temper tantrum. Why? Oh, the drama. Oh, the drama. Blood, fetal position. And then here's back to the flashback. He's thinking about taking those growth pills. He's thinking about it. Should he do it? Should he do it? It's an experiment. It could do bad things. Down the hatch. That's right. Let's give it a shot. Next issue, mass murder in Gotham. And I don't think I drew the next issue. I think that was actually a fill-in. I don't remember why. What was I doing? I don't know. Maybe I was just too slow. Was I too slow? I was too slow. I hadn't committed to my my monthly code of ethics yet. I think I was just still kind of doing my thing, taking my time. But yeah, this is another really good issue. I told you before, when I'm happy with a book, I got to tell you, there's so many books that I've done that I've not been particularly happy with. This is one that I am happy with. It's just, I think it's fun. It's well written, and that's because of this man right here, Greg Hurwitz, who is really, really good. And I wish he'd come back and write more comic books, but he's busy doing other things. Greg, give me a call when you're ready. And fantastic stuff. I hope you enjoyed this look inside Batman the Dark Knight number 18. And if you did, please subscribe. Check out my other videos. Subscribe to this channel and hit that bell for notifications, please. It really helps this channel grow and for me to provide more content. This does take time to do, so we need to grow this channel a little bit and make it a community. Thanks for everyone who's contributed super chat. I'll do these super chats and people send me tips. That money goes straight to Ava's diaper fund, and actually it is. Andrea went to go buy diapers today. So thank you for that. And all right, listen, I'll be back today with more videos. Thanks. Bye.